It's no surprise at this point that we likely won't know the winner of the presidential race tomorrow night. In fact, we may not know for a few days, actually.
So what are we paying attention to on election night? LEX 18's political reporter Karolina Buczek has the answer.
This year, the winner of the presidency will likely come down to just a few key swing states. So let's take a look at a map of the country. Here we go. This is the United States of America. And as you guys can see, we have a few states that are highlighted in yellow. We have Pennsylvania, we have Michigan, we have Wisconsin, we have Georgia, and we have Arizona out here. These are the states that we at LEX 18 will be watching very closely because we believe that these states will play a critical role in deciding who the next president of the United States will be. So these are the states that we are really closely watching. But here's the thing. Each one of these states, they have their own election laws. They have their own election procedures, and it is going to take some time for us to get an accurate and complete picture of what happened in these states. So tomorrow night, will we know who the winner of the presidency will be? No, likely not. It is going to likely take a few days. So we're just going to have to be patient with that. However, here in Kentucky, what we won't have to be patient with is our state results. So let's go back to Kentucky. Here we go, our state map. Here we are back in Kentucky, and tomorrow night, this map, it'll likely be colored in. And next to one of these candidates' names, there will be a check mark. A winner will be declared here in Kentucky, because we are one of the first states that reports its election results. Now, what will happen here in Kentucky? Well, experts believe that former President Donald Trump will win based on his past performances here in Kentucky, based on his popularity. They believe that Kentucky will once again go for Trump. Same thing happened in 2020. Here we go. This is the 2020 election. You can see former President Donald Trump won pretty dominantly. Same thing happened in 2016. He won Kentucky big. But here's something that we will be watching tomorrow when it comes to how many votes he receives. Because in 2020, although this is a very dominant performance, he did slightly worse than he did in 2016. In 2016, he did a little bit better than he did in 2020. So if that slight downward trajectory continues tomorrow night, that could possibly foreshadow a little bit of trouble for the former president elsewhere in the country. So that is something that we are watching tomorrow night. Now, let's take a look at our county breakdown here. You see, in 2020, the entire state went red besides two counties. We have Jefferson over here and we have Fayette over here. These are the only two counties that in both 2016 and in 2020 did not go for Trump. So this is likely something we may see tomorrow night as well. But I want to point your attention to Franklin County over here. Take a look at the results. Look at this vote difference. This is what the election came down to in Franklin County, 248 votes. That is by how many votes former President Donald Trump won in Franklin County. So that tells us Franklin County, the presidential race there, could be a little bit competitive. So Franklin County is something that we are watching. Let's go back to a clear state map. Back in 2020, down here, Amendment 2. Amendment 2 is something that we are also very closely watching in Kentucky. This is the amendment that would allow lawmakers to send taxpayer dollars to private schools. And we are watching how that vote breaks down because there is a little bit of difference between rural communities and urban communities in Kentucky. Where are the private schools in Kentucky? They tend to be in Louisville. They tend to be in Fayette County. They tend to be in northern Kentucky. A lot of counties in Kentucky only have public schools. So we're watching to see how that breaks down. Will the counties that only have public schools come out big to support their public schools? That's something that we're watching for. So tomorrow night is a big night for Kentucky. And tomorrow night, we will actually have some answers here in Kentucky. So for now, in Lexington, Karolina Buczek, LEX 18 News.